Hello, good morning students. Welcome to the English class, class 12th. Yesterday you have seen the video on the rat trap. Today let us continue with the chapter 4 of the flamenco, and the name of the chapter is the rat trap. This rat trap chapter is by Selma Legaro. All of you, I hope, must have understood the meaning of the word trap. Now, let us have a brief discussion on the theme of the chapter. This chapter, the rat trap, the author believes that the essential goodness in man can be awakened through understanding and love. It conveys the message that the act of kindness and hospitality shown by the iron master's daughter awakens basic human goodness in the peddler. The story also highlights that this world is a big trap, rat trap. Riches and wealth only tempt and trap us in it. Children, it conveys the message to human beings also that like rat, because of many attractions in the trap, he gets inside because he wants to enjoy, or we can say relish it. So also the human beings, when they come in this world, they are entrapped in the worldly pleasures. So these worldly pleasures are like the rat trap, and they forget themselves. And the human beings are like rat, because like rat is trapped, so human beings are trapped in the worldly comforts, wealth and luxuries and riches. I hope you have understood the basic meaning of the central idea of the chapter. So I would like to discuss you some main points of the chapter. Point wise it is. You can also note down if you wish. Once upon a time, then we will go through the text, paragraph wise, page wise. We will discuss the theme of the story. Once upon a time, there was a man who went around selling rat traps. It was not a profitable business for him selling rat traps. So what did he do in order to fulfill his required and get the money? He used to resort to begging and petty thievery to survive. His clothes were in rags. Now his appearance is discussed. His cheeks were sunken. He had hunger in his eyes. Children, a person who is always hungry or is very weak financially is always in search of something. So he used to go around the world, and all the riches and joys were like baits for him. One day, he knocked at the door of the cottage to take night shelter there. A lonely man offered him shelter and supper. They played Jollis. Jollis is the game of the card. Then the man got up and went to the window. He took down a leather pouch hanging on the nail and stuffed 3 wrinkled 10-kroner notes in it. The next morning, both of them left the cottage at the same time. What happened is the peddler came back after half an hour. He went to the window and smashed a pane. He took out 30 kroners from the pouch and went away. He turned off the road into the forest to avoid being noticed. He was trapped inside the forest. It was December and it was very dark. So, darkness had spread in the forest and finally he sank down on the ground tired to death. You know why tired to death? Because when he entered in the forest, he was unable to come out of it and he was entering from one end to the other, but he was unable to come out of the forest. All of a sudden, he had the thumping sound of the hammer strokes from an iron mill. He heard the thumping sound. He gathered all his strength and dragged himself to the mill. He entered the forge and stood close to the furnace to warm himself. The iron master came on his usual nightly round of inspection. He walked close to the peddler. He asked his identity and he mistook him for to be his old comrade. I hope all of you understand the meaning of the word comrade. Comrade means friend. The peddler had never seen the iron master. He didn't know even his name. And the peddler said nothing. He hoped some kroner from the iron master. The iron master invited the peddler to the manor house. The peddler thought he was throwing himself voluntarily into a lion's den. So he refused to go. After half an hour, the iron master's daughter came to the forge to persuade him. She was Edla Wilmanson. She was very kind and friendly to the peddler, and as next day it was a Christmas Eve, the iron master thought that he was his old regimental captain and therefore he treated him as his guest. The peddler was given a bath and he was dressed in a suit. The iron master saw the peddler standing before him in a broad daylight. Soon he realized his mistake. He couldn't be his old acquaintance. He was just a rat-trap peddler. He became very angry. The peddler replied that he never pretended to be his acquaintance. He only begged to be allowed to stay in the forge. He never tried to deceive anyone. He was ready to put on his rags again and go. The iron master didn't relent. He asked the peddler to get out of there as fast as he could. But the iron master's daughter clearly told her father that the guest would stay with them. She wanted the peddler to enjoy a day of peace with them. In the evening, he was served Christmas fish and porridge. Next morning, the iron master and his daughter went to the church for Christmas service. They heard a startling news. An old crafter had been robbed by a man selling rat traps. They returned home. The peddler must have run away with their money and silver. The iron master asked the valet if the peddler was still there. He had heard at the church that the man was a thief. The man had gone, but not taking anything with him at all. On the contrary, he had left behind a little package for Miss Wilmanson. The girl opened the package. She found a small rat trap and in it 3 wrinkled 10-kroner note. There was a letter too for Miss Williamson. The peddler didn't want him to be troubled at Christmas by a thief. He thanked her for her hospitality and kindness shown to him. He wrote that those 3 banknotes should be given back to the old crofter. His money pouch was hanging on his window frame. It was also written that the rat trap was a Christmas present from a rat. He would have been caught in the world's trap if he hadn't been raised to captain. So this is the main summary in a nutshell on the chapter, the rat trap. Now we will start with the text of the poem. Text of the chapter, the rat trap.